Have you ever felt like there's a war going on inside your own head? You know, a battle between the person you are right now and that amazing, disciplined person you plan to be eventually? Well, if you have, you are definitely not alone. Today, we're diving deep into the battle for your future self.
And that's the big question, right? We all set these goals, we make these big plans, so why do we keep making choices that just totally undermine them? I mean, it feels completely irrational, but it turns out it's actually a predictable, deeply human pattern. And it usually starts with a simple little thought.
You know this one. Future you is going to be so well rested, so productive tomorrow. But present you? Present you just has to know what happens next.
Oh, yeah, the most powerful lie we tell ourselves. Tomorrow is this magical land where motivation is endless and willpower is just infinite. You know, a land we never quite seem to get to. And there it is, that instant hit of dopamine. Future you can figure out the budget later. Present you just found the perfect thing they never even knew they needed.
So, what is actually going on here? It turns out this isn't just you being lazy or lacking willpower. No, it's a documented internal conflict between two different versions of you.
And look, this idea doesn't come from some self-help book. This is from serious economic research. Economists perfectly captured the struggle. It's like we have a long-run self who wants to be healthy and financially stable, but it's constantly getting shouted down by a short-term self that just wants the cookie, right now. So this internal conflict, it's not a character flaw. It's actually a feature of our brain's operating system. Think of it like a cognitive glitch that is hardwired to prioritize right now. Let's call it the hyperbolic glitch. And here's its official fancy name, hyperbolic discounting. I know, it sounds complicated, but the idea is actually super simple. Your brain has this built-in discount calculator, and frankly, it's terrible at math. It applies this ridiculously high interest rate to anything in the future, making it seem almost worthless compared to something you can have right now. And here's the key difference. We like to think our brain operates rationally, right? Valuing a reward today almost as much as the same reward tomorrow. But in reality, our brain has a massive, overwhelming preference for now. The second a reward gets delayed, even just by a day, our brain just drastically slashes its perceived value. And you can literally see that drop off in action. $100 today feels like $100, but $100 next week, to our brain, that might only feel like it's worth $50. And a year from now, it's basically a rounding error. The value just plummets the further it gets from this very moment. This whole thing leads to a really fascinating quirk called preference reversal. So ask someone if they want $50 now or $100 in a year, and a lot of people will just take the immediate cash. But frame that exact same one-year delay differently, say $50 in 5 years or $100 in 6 years, and suddenly almost everyone chooses the 100. Why? Because when both options are way off in the future, that present bias disappears, and our rational brain finally gets to take over. Now, you might be thinking of the most famous experiment on this topic, right? The marshmallow test. For decades, it was held up as the ultimate predictor of success. But what if the story we've all been told is just wrong? The whole idea was so simple and powerful. Little 4-year-olds who could resist eating one marshmallow to get 2 later were supposed to have the secret sauce for life. You know, better test scores, better health, more success. It became this huge cultural touchstone. But there's a huge twist in the story. Decades later, researchers went back and looked at all the data again, and they found something that completely changes everything we thought we knew. That's right, the latest, most comprehensive follow-up study on the original participants, and get this, a study the test's own creator helped design before he passed away, found that the test just wasn't the crystal ball everyone thought it was. When they looked at these kids now in their 40s, how long they waited for that marshmallow had basically no meaningful relationship with their net worth, their social standing, their debt, their health habits, or even how much they procrastinated. The huge lesson here is that a single moment of a child's behavior is not their destiny. Okay, so if willpower isn't destiny, what's the real story? Well, it's that our success isn't just about us. It's about our ancient brain with its built-in hyperbolic glitch trying to survive in a modern world that is literally designed to exploit that glitch at every single turn. And here's how it works in the real world. Research shows how social pressure just hacks our desire for immediate gratification. We see influencers and feel an impulse to spend. We crave social acceptance, so we overspend on status items. We feel this pressure to hit big cultural milestones like weddings and buying homes, so we take on debt to make them happen now.
And modern technology has basically weaponized this. Every single one of these things is engineered to bypass your rational, future-focused brain and appeal directly to the part of you that wants it now. They remove every possible bit of friction between impulse and action, making that immediate gratification totally effortless. Okay, so our brains are glitched, and the world is designed to exploit it. It sounds kind of grim, right? But there is a way to fight back, and it requires reframing the entire battle.
This right here, this is the mental model shift that changes everything. We are always choosing between two forms of discomfort. The real question is, which one are you willing to endure?
So, on one side, you've got the pain of discipline. It's the discomfort of the workout, the focus it takes to study, the sacrifice of saving money. It's sharp, it's in the present, but here's the key, it's temporary. And on the other side, that's the pain of regret. The ache of missed opportunities, the chronic stress of debt, that haunting feeling of what could have been. The difference is profound. One pain is an investment, the other is a debt that you can never, ever pay off.
Let this idea really sink in for a second. The pain today is the price of success. But the regret tomorrow, that's the cost of the comfort you choose today. Every time you choose that short-term comfort, you're not getting it for free. You are just deferring the cost. And trust me, it comes back with heavy interest in the form of regret.
So the next time you face that choice, to hit snooze, to add to cart, to put it off till tomorrow, remember what you're really choosing between. It's not comfort versus hardship. It's the temporary, productive pain of discipline or the permanent, corrosive pain of regret. The choice is always yours. Which will it be?